First of all, congrats on the movie. I'm a big fan of Peter Berg and Mark Wahlberg when they pair up. They have a camaraderie. They've done this a number of times. What did you expect they were going to be like going in, and what did it actually end up being?
Well, I didn't really have any actual expectations since, I mean, what can I compare Pete Berg and Mark Wahlberg to, So coming in, I don't know. I kind of expected it to be like maybe like a good old boys club or something like that. But they would joke around and be like cool with each other. But Steve, who the fuck is Steve?
That would be me.
But you're Steve?
Yeah.
Wow. Hi, Steve. But yeah, Pete and Mark they were just so in the zone and so efficient. Like Mark would come in and just know everything, like front and backwards and sideways, and it was just crazy to see like Pete like shouting him from the side and be like, dude, like the way that they would go back and forth, it was just like you got exactly the best out of him, exactly what Pete wanted as quickly as possible. It was just like I never knew that Mark Wahlberg was that great of an actor until I saw him work.
Same way. I didn't really know what to expect. I met Peter before we started filming, obviously, and he kind of talked to me a little bit about his process. And he is an actor. He used to act a lot, and he told me a little bit about how it would kind of drive him crazy the way most films are done, where you kind of set up the camera and you kind of have to stand there and say your lines, and then they have to stop and they move the camera and you say your lines. And he told me about his style of shooting, which is like the antithesis of that, where he's got several cameras running at the same time. He doesn't cut. You kind of rehearse the scene a little bit, like in a play, and then you just kind of go. And he's giving you directions as you're filming. He tells you to go back. He doesn't cut. So I came in knowing that was going to happen, but I don't think anything can really prepare you for that. So it was a totally new experience, but it was incredible. And Mark, I mean, like Rhonda said, he was amazing. He knew everything backwards and forwards, and he was generous with his time, but also just prepared and there to work. And I was impressed.
You both get in on the action. Can you share like a memorable day from filming?
One of our first days. We were, just kind of getting the feel for everything, and then they were just like, "Okay, guys, we're gonna set everything on fire." That was basically what it was, and not like, oh, like there's gonna be a fire over here. Like there's just fire everywhere, and I just had a Pantene endorsement, so. And Pete already wanted to shave my head for this movie. Let's get that started. He wanted to shave my head. It was like the one thing he was super like on. He's like, I want your head shaved. It's gone. And I'm like, Pete, I got like a Pantene deal. You can't shave my head. And so the first day of shooting, there's fire everywhere, and I'm like, this is just because he wanted my head bald, and he's gonna try and burn all of my hair off today. I put so much fire retardant in my hair, I had no idea what it was. That stuff's cold.
Right.
It really is. But yeah, that was a little bit surprising and challenging. They tried to light my head on fire.
Yeah. I got nothing to add. It was shooting from the ceiling. When you see it in the film, just know that it's not CGI.
Oh,
there's real fire.
So you filmed the house sequence first.
It was one of the first sequences.
Right.
Yeah, we're not exaggerating. I'm like, here's the fire. Here's your head. This is the direction the fire is going. First day.
Right. And what's interesting is you're on camera looking like you've been through this like 100 times. You're like, whatever.
But I had been through it 100 times. You know how many times we shot that fire stuff?
Right.
It got pretty casual by the end of it.
Completely. I have a few fun questions for you guys, which I hopefully think you... Let's find out if they're fun. What TV show would you love to guest spot on?
Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah, Game of Thrones. I want to ride a dragon. Where's my husband when I need him? He would run with that one.
Do you have a favorite sci-fi or fantasy film?
I mean, you can't beat Star Wars. You can't. I can't. Star Wars forever. Star Wars is my favorite forever and ever. And You can argue, but you can't argue.
Right.
I can't disagree with that. But I just generally love the genre, so like I would be in like the worst sci-fi film ever made and be happy. I love Minority Report. I think that's a really great movie. And
The Steven Spielberg guy is gonna have a career.
yeah, I think he's got something.
He's gonna land on his feet. What film scared you as a kid?
Exorcist. And I saw it on TV, the TV edited version, and I slept with the lights on in my little sister's bed for a year. Yeah, Catholic school. Makes you think that shit's really gonna happen.
Right.
Okay.
That's an amazing story.
Bambi. I can't watch scary movies.
I have never heard that, but that's also amazing.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you collect?
I collect mugs. I collect mugs from like talk shows and countries and all kinds of, because people keep giving me mugs. I love mugs.
I know that. I collect playing cards.
Okay.
And I used to collect watches, but I stopped that at some point.
Did you get one of the playing cards from the, like whole sets or just cards?
No, whole sets. Sets of playing
okay.
cards.
Do you own any movie or TV show props?
Props.
You wouldn't have happened to borrow anything from the set of Mile 22, did you?
No, but I did steal the fluffy pillows from the Battle of the Network Stars trailer. I love their pillows. They're great ones. They're like little afros, like
Right.
gray afros. I love them.
How do you steal them? Do you just walk out with them under your arms and no one says
Yeah,
anything?
I was walking out. I was like, say something. Like, that was how I did it.
Right.
I might have a pair of tactical gloves somewhere.
Ooh, I love those gloves.
That's it. I love those gloves.
Those are great. I did steal the boots to wear to the Royal Rumble, but then I brought them back.
Really?
Yeah.
You see, that was a mistake. I mean, like, what TV show have you watched all the way through more than once?
Ooh, all the way through more than once.
Is there any?
Dragon Ball Z.
I don't think I have.
Before I run out of time, my last thing, it's an individual. I believe they just announced an all-female Royal Rumble or...
All-female pay-per-view. Evolution, October 28th. That's right.
Right. What does that mean to you? Because that's a huge deal that this is finally happening.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's been something like over 100 all-men pay-per-views up to this point. So I think that this is just the first step in it becoming normal, you know, like the first one, yes, it's a huge deal, it's the first one, but after a while, I think it'll just become like, of course the women have their own pay-per-view, they do great every single time, and I think it's the first step to normalcy. I'm excited.
Cool. Thank you so much. Congrats on the movie.